Who's our hidden gem this week?
Hidden gem this week is Blade. His name is coming up not a lot.
Yeah.
But it's kind of bubbling up to the surface here in the last couple of years. And I chose him because I think he's one of those underrated. I won't say superheroes, but he's like kind of like a anti-superhero kind of deal.
Yeah.
Where he has his agenda. He's not like an evil person trying to do harm, but he's definitely not like a Batman kind of a deal. So Blade was the result of a vampire feeding on a pregnant mother while she's giving birth.
While she's giving birth. Wow.
Now you can say, some say that while, like literally, he's just, if you can imagine, he's sitting there sucking on her neck while she's going through delivery.
Yeah.
Or he just bit her right before.
Okay.
Either way, the vampire. Some say he was out on the street and bit her, and some says he was a doctor that targeted her. But either way, his vampiric enzymes, got into her bloodstream. She gave birth to this baby, and then supposedly she died. In the movie, she didn't die.
Okay.
At least at childbirth. But he was born with basically all the vampire powers.
Wait, was he born in a brothel? Is that true? Was he born in a brothel?
He's born in a hospital.
Oh.
Again, it depends on who you ask.
Depends on what
Well,
story.
he was birthed somewhere.
Yeah.
While a vampire was sucking his mother blood or not.
Yeah.
But, there was some interaction there. So he was born with all the vampire powers. So speed, strength, hearing, sight, things like, not invulnerable to pain, but some healing, increased healing factor.
Yeah.
Not Wolverine level, but, definitely some healing things going on. And pretty much none of their weaknesses.
Okay.
So crosses, garlic, silver, sunlight, none of that. Now, some people say that he lives the same length of time as a human.
Okay.
And some say has an extended life, not as normal, not immortal like a vampire, but definitely longer, much longer than humans. So that puts him probably at like the super soldier, Captain America, level of character, even maybe like Black Panther.
Yeah.
So he's definitely underrated. But the thing that is the most standout for me is that a lot of people didn't even know Blade was part of Marvel Comics.
Dude, I didn't until maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of people didn't really know that or understand that. They just saw this one-off character. But again, Blade came out before Iron Man.
Really?
So, did Blade, but, nobody's giving, Wesley Snipes and all these other kind of people, again, part of the credit for booting up Marvel.
Right.
Or even the whole comic book genre.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about, 20 years ago?
Yeah, when did those original Blade movies come out? See. I'll pull it up as you keep going.
Yeah. So that's why I think he's a fascinating character.
Yeah.
I think that he could be integrated, even if they, he had like Wesley Snipes. They did like 3 movies.
Yeah.
And then they tried to do this this TV series, which got 1 season. I never saw it. As soon as I saw the actor, I was like, this is gonna be shit. So
97. So
97?
I'm sorry, 98. 98, Blade 1 was released August 21st, 98.
Yep.
Blade 2, March 22nd of 02, and then Blade Trinity was December 8th of 04.
Okay.
So yeah, this was, nothing else prior to, Iron Man 1 was like 08, right? X-Men was 99 or 2000. So this was, the first, I guess, of these newer Marvel movies.
Right. So, a lot going on with him, but I would like to see a really good remake.
Yeah.
And even if they don't make a whole new set of movies about him, why don't they reboot that?
Right.
You know,
Well,
that'd
they
be a
are
good
doing.
reboot.
They did announce in 2019 that they're rebooting Blade with Mahershala Ali.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing Blade, which I mean, he looks the part. I think. Funny is he kind of resembles Wesley a little bit,
Right.
like kind of like to your point, like why do they get a new actor that just looks similar to? And he's also close to. I mean, he's 49 years old. You know, your favorite thing, Adrian. How old is Wesley Snipes?
He's not quite Crypt Keeper category, but I mean, he could probably pull it off.
Yeah. Okay. Wesley's 61, so
Okay.
it's not. It's not like we were talking about the Carl Urban thing where he's 4 years, younger than Hugh Jackman. So this is a little more.
Who's this cat?
Mahershala Ali.
He looks older than 49, though, dude.
Yeah, he does.
I really thought he was like, up there.
Yeah.
I mean, very good actor, but yeah.
Yep. But yeah, I now that's a movie. Fun fact too, he also voices Aaron Davis, Prowler, in Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes, I did know that.
Yeah, which he did great in that.
Yep.
And this guy, he's been in some Hunger Games movies. I mean, he's been in a bunch of different movies. But yeah, so that they did confirm the reboot, but I think it's on hold right now. I don't know if it was,
Which is what everything is.
yeah,
right?
yeah. I don't know if it was just due to the strike but it was one of the earlier movies kind of put on hold. I think even before the strike, I think they weren't sure where they were going to introduce. And there's a tease at the end of some movie where you see, I think, Blade's sword.
Right.
It's at the end. I don't know, probably one of Eternals or one of those shitty movies. But there is a post-credit little stinger that teases his sword, which we talked a while back on this show about this new phase of Marvel where everything seems to be centered around these different artifacts and weapons and things.
Right.
So I don't know if the sword is maybe going to be part of that. So, I'd be interested to see how they introduce him to the MCU.
I would like if they did like the Falcon and the Snowman. First of all, they didn't bring him out with their own movie initially. They kind of like spotlighted him here and there.
Yeah.
Right. And then it built up a
Wait, did
interest.
you just call Winter Soldier the Snowman?
Did I?
He just gave him a new nickname.
Okay. Whatever the dude was. The dude with the arm that what's his face took.
Bucky. Yeah.
So anyway, you don't have to start out with a whole movie, but I think this is a character that Marvel is sleeping on.
Yeah.
They can most certainly introduce him into other things because he can literally show up anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a Marvel character. He can show up. I'd be cool if he showed up in Daredevil.
Yeah.
Right. I wouldn't go so far as a Batman. No, he can't do a Batman thing. But I mean, like an Iron Man thing or whatever. I mean, he could literally show up anywhere. And give the audiences time to digest them all over again, and then maybe do something either animated or streaming. But I think he's an underrated character.
Yeah.
Pretty powerful considering what he can do. And just figure out a way to align his mission with somebody else's, or have him cross hairs with somebody and let him fight or whatever. Let him and Daredevil fight. That'd be cool.
Now I did read this because Secret Wars is the second Avengers movie or the last Avengers movie that's been planned. So it's actually the last movie on the schedule for the MCU. Where a lot of people believe that they're going to be rebooting the entire MCU with that. But I guess in the comic story, Blade is featured in there a little bit. So I don't know if that's why they're trying to introduce him to the MCU. So it does. I mean, if they follow at least that aspect of the story, it does seem like he will play a part in the MCU moving forward. Now in the comics, are there a lot of comics where Blade interacts with other Marvel heroes that have you seen a lot with him? Is there anyone he interacts with on a regular basis in the characters, or is he pretty much standalone?
From what I've seen, he's pretty much standalone.
Got it.
So it'd be kind of. That's why I'm saying that even though he's underrated and I think he should be brought out, I also think he doesn't necessarily have to be an Avenger. He shouldn't be an Avenger. But there's no reason why he can't show up in some of the main streamline characters, whatever they're doing.
Got it. Cool. Yeah. You want to hear something crazy? I've never seen the Blade movies.
Really?
I've never seen the original Blade. No.
Yep. I just watched the first one again like last week.
Okay.
And it's still a good movie.
It holds up?
Yeah, still holds up.
I'll have to check it out. All right. So that is a hidden gem for this week. And if you enjoyed that, check out our hidden gem playlist, where it's all kind. I mean, we have the binary version of Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel in there. We did Constantine.
Yep. Nova.
Nova's been in there.
Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom was last week. So, check out that playlist if you like this hidden gem segment.